Hey, I'm Sophie K, and this is Knotfest at Wacken 2022. We now have Lucifer right here with us at Wacken 2022. Hello, so good to be meeting you because we're big fans here at Knotfest.
Thank you
very much.
So you've played your set already. How did it go?
It went great. It was kind of like a wham bam thank you ma'am affair because we kind of arrived an hour before the show, so it was just like a big rush. You know, we hadn't eaten anything besides breakfast and stormed onto stage. It was great weather, great crowd. We had good fun on stage, and now we're here with you.
That's a good day in my books. So you've had quite a busy time, haven't you, with COVID lifting, because you dropped your album in 2021 around the time of Halloween. What's been going on since then?
We actually have 2 COVID albums. We thought, we use the time because we have our own studio. We actually have 2 studios within the band. Our guitar player Linus has a studio as well. And I mean, there's 2 things you want to do as a musician, and that's record and play live. And if you can play live, you have to record albums. So we did 2 during the pandemic.
That's quite amazing. Where did you find your drive and your inspiration from? Because I think during lockdown it was quite difficult for creative people who are used to feeding off crowds and meeting people and seeing people.
I think for us, because we're kind of introverts, so everything comes, I guess, more from within. So don't need a crowd to get inspired.
I think
guess
I do it better without people.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, when it comes to the creative part, totally, I don't need...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, but we are actually like 2 hermits living together. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's interesting because even talking to you before the cameras started rolling, I could see that you are both introverts and quite very, what I would describe as probably very gentle people, very calming energy, quite gentle. But then you get up on stage and it's something completely different. Where does that come from?
I think it's a shield on stage. You kind of get into a persona, and you can only, as an introvert, do that with, you know, the music and all the get-up. Then you can find the balance to being an introvert or whatever. You can be somebody else maybe, but then again, I do see it as an extension of myself. I don't know, I guess that's just how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to rock and roll on stage, right?
That's the rock and roll. I love it. One of the things, obviously, that people associate with yourself is witchcraft and the occult. Is that something you practice outside of music?
Well, when I grew up, when I was 16, I was working after school at an occult bookstore, and I got really drawn into all that. You know, it was really thrilling to me, and I still have all that at home. And well, I guess we should leave some things up to the imagination. Yeah.
I like that, because I want to learn more about it. I don't know about you, I want to learn more. So one of the things that we've been asking quite a few of the bands is, if there was a film that could sum up your band, what movie would it be?
I think it would be Rosemary's Baby meeting
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. Yeah.
That's a good way to sum up the band. Is there something that you guys both have as hobbies outside of the band that people wouldn't expect you to be into?
No.
Yes. No, yeah, I love to garden. We have quite a big garden.
That's so wholesome.
So, you know, you wouldn't recognize me in my rubber boots and, you know, no makeup and stuff, like getting in there in the dirt, pulling weeds and shit. Yeah, that's what I love to do.
Do you have anything, or no, you're just music all day?
I think everything is connected to music somehow.
Yeah, but I guess people kind of know. I mean, we do all the visual stuff ourselves also, so that's not a secret, I guess.
Where does that inspiration come from when you are doing the visuals? Because it is such a creative thing.
It's just there's so many things that we love, you know, like old 60s, 70s book covers and old movies, and, you know, just how things were designed back then.
Yeah, everything looked better 70s and backwards. I think.
Yeah, we're very backwards.
Well, no, I actually don't
In a good
think
way.
it's backwards. I just think it looks better. And
Yeah,
it's just a personal taste. And then, of course, then you get inspired. You can also get inspired by things that don't look good. That inspires me to do something that I think is better.
Or
I
what
guess.
not to do.
Yeah. No.
So if you could go back to the 70s now, you would.
Sorry?
If you could go back to the 70s right now and just go in a little time machine, would you go back?
I'm not sure though, because it's a lot of things that are better today than they were back there. But like visually, oh yeah,
I would.
and musically, yes.
Because people who were young, like let's say people who were in their 20s or 30s in the 70s, they already also had the growing up in the decades prior to that. And I just think those are, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s are the most innovative in music. So I think nowadays you can't really reinvent the wheel anymore. So in a heartbeat, I'd swap for being a 80-year-old now just to have lived through the awesome decades. Yeah.
So what can we expect going forward from the band? What's due to be going on?
We just signed a new deal with Nuclear Blast Records.
Wow, okay.
So we had 3 albums with Century Media, and that was really great. And now we have this, and we are working on the next album, which is supposed to come out sometime next year, later next year. So we're just working on music. We are working on our first, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but I guess it's going to be out soon anyways, our first South American tour, because we've been meaning to do that for a long time now. I mean, Lucifer has been around for 8 years, and I'm really tired of reading the "Come to Brazil" comments on social media. So now it's going to happen. Probably going to go back to the States. So, but most importantly, working on music. Yeah.
Lots of touring. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us here at Knotfest.
Thank
We're big
you.
fans. We love the music. And yes, have a great day. Thank you.